Good evening. This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the Kettering City Council. Today's date is October 28th, 2025. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please bow your heads for a brief invocation. Thank you for all who serve the Kettering community. Give us enthusiasm for our work and wisdom to make the right decisions. May we remain humble and grateful for the opportunity to lead. Guide this council so that we may continue to serve our citizens with integrity and purpose, always remembering to be worthy of the responsibilities entrusted in us by our residents. Thank you. I'd like to now recognize our Miami Valley Communication Council TV operator, Evan Russell. Evan, thanks for all your assistance. Mr. Scott has an excused absence this evening, and I would call on Mrs. Fisher for a motion to approve the minutes, and I think you're going to pass it on to Mr. Sullivan.
Your Honor, I have read and reviewed the council meeting and workshop minutes from October 14th, 2025. I find them in order, and I move for approval. Mr. Ball.
Second. Sorry, we're out of order. Short.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone have any additions, corrections, comments about the minutes? Okay, call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Duvall?
Yes.
Mr. Sutta?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mayor Lehner?
Yes. Okay. We'll start tonight's meeting with a proclamation to the Kettering Fire Department. We are swearing in 3 new police officers and firemen. I'm sorry. Unless you changed jobs.
No, ma'am. I did the Kettering Leadership Academy, and I would not have a home if I served as a police officer through the scenarios they put us through. Good evening, Mayor and Council. If I could have Joseph, Brandon, and Merlin please join me down here, and you'll face the crowd, please. Get lots of attention on yourself. Get the sweat rolling. Joseph Smelzer has served as a firefighter for over 5 years. He earned his firefighter level 1 and level 2 certification from the Ohio Fire Academy. He obtained his EMT and paramedics from Edison State. Joseph holds rescue certifications supporting his work in emergency response and safety. Joey lives in Casstown, Ohio with his wife Haley and their son Clayton. He enjoys hunting, working out, spending time at the lake, and making memories with his family. Joining Joey are his wife Haley and Clayton Schmelzer and Jeanette Schmelzer as well, his son and mother, sorry. Brandon Strunk has been in the fire service for 12 years, where he started his full-time career at the Xenia Fire Department, where he served for almost 8 years. He is a firefighter paramedic, a rescue technician, and rope, swift water, confined space, trench, vehicle, and machinery rescue. He is the husband to his wife Caitlin and dad to his kids Jace and Amelia. He enjoys playing with his kids, having movie nights with his family, and watching sporting events with his kids. His hobbies are hiking, working out, and watching sports. Brandon is joined by his wife Caitlin, his stepson Jace, and Amelia, his daughter. Merlin Millay is a native of Wisconsin. He moved to the area for the opportunity to become a firefighter. He has been a firefighter for almost 7 years and a paramedic for 4 years. He has also obtained his fire inspector certification and his instructor certification. Merlin comes to the Kettering Fire Department from the Dayton Fire Department, where he served for 7 years. In his free time, he enjoys traveling, woodworking, making delicious homemade church butter. When he took the leap of faith to become a firefighter, he never imagined how it would change his life. He looks forward to bringing his expertise, experience, and positive attitude to the Kettering Fire Department and the city of Kettering. Merlin is joined by his sister Claire from Wisconsin. Now, if I could have the family member that would be pinning the badge come down to the floor as well, please. I'm not going to pin yet. You just get to be down and be embarrassed as well. We're going to first do the oath of office for firefighter paramedic for the city of Kettering. Gentlemen, raise your right hand as I read the oath of office. I state your name. Pledge to faithfully serve the citizens of Kettering and duly execute the responsibilities entrusted to me. I will properly exercise the authority granted to me, loyally uphold all governing laws, regulations, and directives, and honorably perform my duties in the best tradition of the American Fire Service. If you affirm this oath of office, say I do. All right, we now can pin the badge. Welcome to the Kettering Fire Department. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming tonight.
Thank you, Chief. Thanks to all three of you, and we look forward to many years of service.
Are we not going to talk about the best mustache in the fire department?
Lisa, if you would like to do that, go right ahead.
I feel like I just did. I'm sorry, Chief, but that beats you.
Okay. Okay. We now have a presentation for Hispanic Heritage Month, and Tom Robillard, with Planning and Development Director, is going to be presenting it, and I believe it is going to be read by Mr. Sutton. That's the Parks one. I thought that was a little odd. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Tom,
Thank you, Your Honor.
take it away.
We are happy this year to share this year's Hispanic Heritage Month art contest video, which celebrates the creativity of Kettering's young artists and their reflections on Hispanic culture. This is the second year the Board of Community Relations has hosted the contest, and this year's partnership with the Dayton Metro Library's Wilmington Street branch made it especially meaningful. There were such gracious hosts, and the families truly felt welcome and seen. As you will see on the video, the students' artwork was inspiring, but what touched us the most were the students and parents who shared how much it meant that the city values diversity and creates opportunities for children to shine. Thank you to Council for continuing to support this effort and like this to bring people together and remind us what community really looks like.
All right, I guess we will get the awards part started. I'm Angela Rockman. I'm the Community Development Manager with the City of Kettering, and I'm also the staff liaison to the Board of Community Relations. The city's Board of Community Relations is responsible for this contest and several other contests. I think we will start now with the awards for we had a K through 5 contest, and then we had a 6 through 12 contest. And so the first place winner of our K through 5 contest is Penelope Gibson. For our 6 through 12, we had two different sort of entries. We had 2D and 3D entries, and so we decided to score them separately. So our first place winner for 2D artwork is Phoenix Daily. I apologize in advance if I'm going to mess this name up, but our first place winner for 3D art is Lila Schramm. Well, thank you all for coming. There's plenty of food, and of course, you can always go back in and look at those wonderful art displays. Thank you, families. Thank you, friends, and thank you, teachers. We really appreciate this.
Thank you very much. If you ever get a chance to go over to one of the poster contests, they're a lot of fun, and it's amazing how many kids come out to do some art. Appreciate that. We now have a proclamation, and this is for National Arts and Humanities Month. Bill Cheerhart, PRCA Director, will accept the proclamation, and I believe it will be read.
Proclamation reads, whereas the nation's 126,000 nonprofit art organizations, the National Endowment for the Arts, the National Endowment for the Humanities, the nation's 4,500 local arts agencies and communities across the country, and the Arts and Humanities Councils of the 50 states and the 6 U.S. jurisdictions and districts have regularly issued official proclamations on an annual basis designating October as National Arts and Humanities Month. And whereas cities and states through their local and state arts agencies, which represent thousands of cultural organizations, have celebrated the value and importance of culture in the lives of Americans and the health of thriving communities during the National Arts and Humanities Month for 32 years. And whereas the humanities help diverse communities across the United States explore their history and culture with the support and partnership of the National Endowment for the Humanities, the 50 states and 6 jurisdictions and districts, humanities councils, local educational and cultural institutions. And whereas the arts and humanities embody so much of the accumulated wisdom, intellect, and imagination of humankind, and whereas the creative industries continues to remain among the most vital sectors of the American economy, providing new opportunities for developing cities, creating jobs and economic activity within their own industry and across sectors, and making communities attractive to business development, and whereas the arts and humanities play a unique role in the lives of our families, our communities, and our country. And whereas this month will serve as an opportunity to reflect and highlight artists who work diligently to enrich the lives of Americans. Now therefore, on behalf of Peggy Lehner, Mayor of the City of Kettering, do hereby proclaim October 2025 to be National Arts and Humanities Month in the City of Kettering. And we call upon our community members to celebrate and promote the arts and culture in our nation and our own local community. Mr. Sherhart.
Thank you, Brian. Come on down to the podium. Or I'll give you this first.
Can't walk all that way and not get the proclamation. That's the best part. Thank you, Mayor and Council. On behalf of the City of Kettering's Cultural Arts, I just want to say thanks. Thanks to our residents and our city leadership for ensuring that Kettering really excels as a vibrant, diverse, and healthy community for everyone. Creativity elevates who we are. It enhances our spaces and helps us understand where we've been, where we are now, and where we're going. We're grateful to the dedicated staff, educators, artists, and volunteers that make our city stand out from the others, particularly in parks, recreation, and cultural arts. Rosewood Arts Center, and especially our residents serving on our Art in Public Places Committee and the Kettering Arts Council. There are so many people involved in the arts in Kettering, from folks serving on committees to participating in wonderful events like Art on the Commons, amazing children's theater performances coming up here in a few weeks, and it really adds to so much vibrancy for the city. And just thank you for recognizing what they do and for supporting what we all do to enhance creativity in Kettering. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. There's a map that you can get here at the Government Center or over at the Parks and Rec Department that shows different pieces of art that are scattered throughout the city. And I'm willing to bet that 99% of our citizens have not seen all of them. So if you want to do something some Sunday, either grab a bike or get in your car and follow the map. It's really, really neat. Okay, thanks for turning my sound on. I appreciate it.
Evan gave me the head nod.
Okay. We have no public hearings this evening. At this time, however, anyone wishing to speak before council with comments or new information about the legislation that's on tonight's agenda may do so at this time. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Speakers must state their name and address, and comments should be addressed to council. If you have comments that are not about the legislation on tonight's agenda, there will be an opportunity for those to be heard later in the meeting. Okay. Are there anyone wishes to speak? Okay, come on down.
Hey, how's everybody doing? My name is Tyler Scott. I live at 2319 Rockwell Court. I'll make this brief. The question that I have is regarding the resolution number 5 here on the list for the contract with Michigan Playgrounds to replace the State Farm Park. What's like the time frame and cost for that?
Mr. Cheerhart, can you answer that question?
Yes, Your Honor. The estimated cost of that project is, I believe in your packet, it's $104,000. The time frame for replacement and complete installation is going to be May of 2026.
Yeah, 104.
All right.
We'll be discussing that a little bit more here when we go through the agenda. But
Thanks. That's all I had.
okay, sure. Okay. Let's move on to ordinances and second reading. Yes. Yes, okay, come on down.
Regarding legislation?
Correct.
Okay. Just making sure.
Good evening, Mayor and council people. My name is Nathaniel Peterson. I'm an attorney at the law firm of Sibley, Shillitoe, and Dyer. I'm here on behalf of Dr. Rebecca Bernstein, who is a citizen at 3412 Sunnycrest Lane, to offer public comment on her behalf regarding legislation to amend the traffic control map for Sunnycrest Lane. I did want to note that I've spoken with both Marcus Cox and Brad Wellmer over at the engineer's office, and both of them have been excellent help and very really appreciate what they've offered for information to me. My understanding is that the city has received a petition from the residents of Sunnycrest Lane to prevent parking on the west side of the street. I also understand that the citizens that have submitted that petition have some concerns about parking and the availability of parking, public parking on the street. Dr. Bernstein has also submitted a letter, and I know that's gone to both Mr. Cox and Mr. Wellmer. My understanding is they've considered it when they were looking over the petition and recommended legislation to the council here today, and we appreciate them doing so. I just want to emphasize that Dr. Bernstein's letter, her position and her concern is that she lives down in the cul-de-sac on the south side of Sunnycrest Lane. There's already very little public parking or available parking, and she's concerned that if there would be a ban or a no parking extension into the cul-de-sac, it would take up and prevent any sort of parking that would address the residents of the cul-de-sac's needs. I've read the legislation before the committee, the council today, provided in the packet, and my understanding is that the legislation is written in a way that says there'll be no parking anytime on the west side of Sunnycrest Lane from the intersection with Winding Way, south for a total distance of 880 feet. I've been informed by Mr. Wellwer that that is going to prevent the parking, but will stop short, or stop north, I should say, of the cul-de-sac, which means that the no parking ban will not extend into the cul-de-sac. Dr. Bernstein feels that legislation as written there represents a fair compromise between the concerns of both the residents that signed the petition as well as Dr. Bernstein herself. And so she would just urge the council to adopt legislation that's as written right now because it represents the interests of all the citizens of Sunnycrest Lane. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just ask you once again to clarify your last statement?
Of course. My name is Nathaniel Peterson.
No, not your name. I got that.
Oh.
Your last statement there about her
The
position.
legislation as written,
As written.
is proper. I think
Okay.
it's a good compromise between all the citizens. It
Okay, I
represents
thought
their
that's what I
interests.
heard you say. I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you very much, Council.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. We have no ordinances in second reading this evening. We'll move on to resolutions. And where'd we leave
Your
off?
Honor, I do have a resolution
Okay.
authorizing the city manager to enter into a cost participation agreement with the city of Dayton, Ohio, for fence replacement along Dorothy Lane at Community Golf Course. The estimated cost and budget both are $58,250, is requested by the city manager's office, and I move for approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Steve, do you want to address this one?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Community Golf Course, which is owned by the City of Dayton, but physically located in the City of Kettering, is currently planning for improvements to the course and the clubhouse. The golf course has more than a half-mile frontage on Dorothy Lane and hosts more than 128,000 annual visitors. With the renovations about to begin, there's an opportunity for increasing the golf course's curb appeal and for the approximately 20,000 vehicles that pass by daily. Therefore, by authorizing this agreement, City Council will commit a total of not more than $58,250 in support of improvements to the community golf course. And specifically, these funds will pay for 50% of a new fence to run the length of the golf course where it fronts Dorothy Lane. And the new fence will replace the existing wooden split rail fence. Be happy to answer any questions.
Anyone have any questions?
I just want to say, a lot of people have commented on that fence to me before, that it does not look great today, so this is exciting.
It'll be a nice improvement.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah. Okay.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sudduth?
Yes.
Mayor Lehner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the submission of applications for Federal Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act funds through the Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission. This is requested by the Engineering Department, and I move for approval.
Second?
Steve?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is our annual submission of applications for federal roadway funds to the Miami Valley Regional Planning Commission. We greatly rely on federal funding to maintain our major thoroughfares such as Dorothy Lane and Stroop Road. And so therefore we are proposing 3 projects for funding this go around this year. The first one is a project on Dorothy Lane. It's the far east section of Dorothy Lane between Woodman Drive and County Line Road. This would be a resurfacing of Dorothy Lane, but it will also include the construction of a shared use path and also improved street lighting along that section of Dorothy. The next one is a resurfacing on West Stroop Road from Tate Road to Southmore Circle. That is basically, as it says, it's a resurfacing of the existing roadway. And then the third one is a new shared use path on East Stroop Road from Hempstead Station to Marshall Road. This one would be, I think, constructed on the south side of East Stroop Road, where we have in some areas abundant right-of-way to construct that. This shared use path project does line up with our draft comprehensive land use plan, which proposes enhanced shared use path throughout the entire city, but in particular leading to and from the area around Marshall Road and Stroop Road. If we are awarded funding for any or all of these projects, the funding isn't available until 2031. So we plan these projects out on a 5-year horizon. So we're hopeful to be successful, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions? Call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Sudduth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mayor Lehner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution declaring the necessity of repairing curbs, sidewalks, and drive approaches on various streets as part of the 2026 Curb, Sidewalk, and Drive Approach Repair Project, project number 05-126. This is requested by the Engineering Department. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. As stated, this resolution will declare the necessity of repairing curbs, sidewalks, and driver approaches for our 2026 program. Next year's program will include these types of repairs in two specific areas, one on Fairmont Avenue, which is near the intersection of, well, it's near the Ridgeway Road Bridge over Dorothy Lane, a little bit east of there. That will be a complete replacement of the curb and spot repair of the sidewalk, along with a resurfacing of the roadway afterward. And then the other area is in the Miriam Acres neighborhood, which is directly north of Alter High School, between Ackerman and Marshall, and north of David. So that's this is the first phase of many years of improvements we'll be making in that general neighborhood north of Alter. Property owners will be notified next month of their estimated assessments, and then we'll be back later on in January to authorize bidding of this project. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Anyone have any questions? Call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Lehner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing an additional expenditure of funds for engineering services from TEC Engineering Incorporated. The estimated cost is $50,000. The amount available, also $50,000, requested by the Engineering Department. I move for its approval.
Second.
Okay, Steve.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's a little bit of engineering night here at the City Council meeting. This is a project that we have federal funding established for a project on Dorothy Lane essentially from Wilmington Pike to Woodman Drive. We already funded for the project. It's resurfacing. It also adds a shared use path on the north side of Dorothy and also enhanced street lighting along this section of Dorothy. One thing we are going to look at, or we'd like to look at, is the construction of medians along this section of Dorothy. As I mentioned in one of the previous resolutions, we do have a draft comprehensive land use plan that is going through the final processes of review and approval. One of the items that comes out of that plan is the idea of creating a entrance boulevard along Dorothy Lane from County Line Road all the way to Wilmington Pike, particularly for folks coming off of the highway. You get a nice sense of arrival into Kettering. There's also these access management benefits that come to that, and it reduces the number of accidents and things like that. We would like to look into the possibility of medians. We don't know that we will actually move forward with them, but in order to make that decision, we need to have a traffic engineer, in this case TEC Engineering, perform a feasibility study to look at traffic volumes and counts and movements along this section of Dorothy. So this resolution will allow us to move forward with that study, and then we'll be back at a later date with the results, and we'll have further discussion as to whether or not to include that in the project scheduled for several years from now. Happy to answer questions.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions? Okay. Call the roll.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Lehner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to contract with Michigan Playgrounds, LLC, which is doing business as Midwest Recreation, for the purchase and installation of replacement playground equipment and surfacing at State Farm Park. The estimated cost is $104,000. We have nothing budgeted at this time, requested by Parks, Recs, and Cultural Arts, and I do move for approval.
Second.
Steve?
Thank you, Your Honor. As mentioned earlier in the question about legislation, this resolution will allow us to replace the playground at State Farm Park, which was destroyed in a fire earlier this year. We did make an insurance claim for the cost of the project, so the project is being fully funded through that insurance claim, less our deductible of $2,500. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
I do have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
About how long do we expect it'll take for that equipment to be up and running? In May? Is that right?
May of next year,
Okay.
give or take.
Okay. I'm sorry, that was asked before, but I forgot. So, sorry.
Okay. Okay, call the roll.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mayor Laner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution ratifying articles of agreement for inspection, required testing, and repair of backflow preventers with Ohio Valley Integration Services and authorizing an additional expenditure of funds. The estimated cost is $32,285.42. The amount budgeted is $5,550, and this is requested by the Public Service Department. I move for approval.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. If you'd like a nice trivia question, you can ask your friends how many backflow preventers the city maintains and owns. The answer is 78 throughout all our facilities and parks. We are required to test them all annually. This year, there were several deficiencies noted on 11 of them. 10 were required to be rebuilt, and 1 was fully replaced. Given this extra work, in addition to the inspections and the repairs, the total cost of this program this year is a little over $32,000. That is above the $25,000 threshold for requiring council approval, and therefore we are recommending approval so we can complete the project. Be happy to answer any questions.
I have a question. Every year I get a notice from the sanitation department asking me to pay for backflow inspection on a sprinkler.
Yes.
I assumed that those household ones are not included in your 78?
No, these are just facilities and parks that the city maintains. Yes.
Okay. I've always wondered what it was.
Yeah.
You don't want them to go bad, trust me.
Right, I have a feeling.
That happened in a brand new house. It's not good.
No.
It's not
Okay.
good.
Any other questions, comments? Call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mayor Laner?
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to accept a litter prevention grant from Montgomery County Solid Waste Management District. The estimated and budgeted cost is $21,830. This is requested by the Sustainability Office, and I move for approval.
Second.
Steve?
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution will allow us to accept funding from Montgomery County to purchase several new heavy-duty dual-compartment trash and recycling receptacles for the Fraze Pavilion. The total project cost is $21,830, budgeted next year, which includes $6,549 in local match required by the city of Kettering. As I mentioned, this will purchase new trash receptacles that are dual trash and recycling for the Fraze Pavilion, so it will not only be available for Fraze events and festivals, but also just general use of the park and civic commons area by the general public when there's not a Fraze event going on. So we're excited about this project, and we're happy to move forward with it. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? Okay, call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Laner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to contract with Fire Apparatus Service and Repair Incorporated for maintenance and repair to city fire apparatus. The estimated cost is $209,700, the same amount budgeted, requested by the fire department, and I move for its approval.
Second.
Okay, Steve?
Thank you, Your Honor. This will allow us to contract with Fire Apparatus Service and Repair for the exclusive maintenance of our emergency apparatus, such as our fire trucks. They allow the city's fire department to contract with master certified ASE and EVT mechanics to perform not only preventive maintenance, but also minor and major repairs on an as-needed basis. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Hearing none, call the roll.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mayor Laner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to contract with EMS Management and Consultants, Inc. for the administration of EMS billing services. It's the cost and budget are both $100,000, and it's requested by the fire department, and I move for approval.
Second.
Okay. Steve?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Fairly self-explanatory. This will allow us to contract with EMS Management and Consultants to perform our EMS billing services throughout the next 5 years, I believe, $100,000 per calendar year. Be happy to answer any questions.
Anyone have any questions? Call the roll.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mayor Lehner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to apply for a lead hazard reduction program grant from Montgomery County. This is requested by the Planning and Development Department, and I move for approval.
Second?
Mr. Robillard.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take this one?
I will. So the Montgomery County was awarded a lead hazard reduction grant back in 2024, and they are just issuing an RFP for subrecipients to, for a portion of that grant to implement lead hazard reductions in their communities. This legislation will allow us to apply for that grant. We anticipate that it will help at least or assist 25 households during the period of the grant, and we will be matching those funds with our CDBG funds. As you may recall, City Council authorized us to apply for a lead hazard reduction grant through HUD, but of course the federal government is shut down right now, so we really don't know what's going to happen with that. If we do get both grants, we have enough capacity in staff right now to implement both programs. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, hearing none, call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mayor Lehner?
Yes.
Last one, you guys. Yes.
First reading.
I have a resolution to make supplemental appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Kettering, State of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2025. Estimated cost is a $104,300 net transfer. Amount budgeted is $0. This is requested by the Finance Department. I move for approval.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. The supplemental appropriation this evening is for the $104,300 that's requested for the Capital Improvement Fund to replace the State Farm Park playground surfacing and equipment that was lost due to the fire damage that we had talked about previously. Again, the project is funded through insurance proceeds. We're also requesting appropriation of the same amount for a future transfer of the insurance proceeds from the general fund to the Capital Improvement Fund. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mr. Suddeth?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Lehner?
Yes. Okay, we have two ordinances in first reading tonight. First one is going to be read by
Mr. Suddeth.
Your Honor, this ordinance in first reading reads as follows: to amend the text of various sections of the City of Kettering zoning code. It's requested by Planning and Development Department in first reading.
Mr. Robillard.
Thank you, Your Honor. This particular amendment contains various changes throughout the whole document, but the bulk really are intended to make redevelopment projects easier to undertake and encourage the reuse of existing buildings. It'll also introduce more options for meeting several standards in the zoning code, including lighting and architectural standards. I will be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Okay, first reading.
Your Honor, I do have an ordinance to amend the traffic control map and the traffic control file of the City of Kettering regarding Sunny Crest Lane and Winding Way, and to repeal ordinance number 3505-91 in section 1A of the ordinance number 3602-93. It's requested by the Engineering Department, and it is first reading.
Okay, Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're sort of combining two separate petitions into the same ordinance in this case. The first one is would rescind an older ordinance that was established back in the two ordinances that were established back in the early 90s at the corner of Russell Avenue and Flesher Avenue. This would be in regard to removing the current on-street parking restrictions on both sides of the address at 1501 Fletcher Avenue. The other one, and both these were petitions from owners. The other one, which was mentioned earlier by the gentleman that made some comments, on Sunnycrest Lane, a majority of the residents have petitioned for on-street parking to be restricted to only the east side of the street, south of Winding Way. There are ongoing issues. This road is narrow. There are ongoing issues that exist when vehicles are parked on both sides, which requires temporary parking restrictions every time a party or an event occurs at one of the homes on the street. The neighborhood has asked the city to implement permanent restrictions as a way to eliminate the need to contact the city every time they have an event. And also, as the gentleman mentioned earlier, there has been some back and forth between the owners and the city, and I think we've reached a good compromise between among all the affected individuals. It is in first reading tonight. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Does anyone have any questions? Okay, nice to think of everyone working together on that.
Yes, it is.
Mrs. Hayslip, do we have any certifications or petitions tonight?
Your Honor, we do not have any certifications or petitions this evening.
Okay, then we will move on to manager's report, and Mr. Bergstresser will be doing that report tonight.
And I just realized I do not have the PowerPoint up, so I will be doing this verbally.
Oh, okay.
So bear with me. I'll try to explain this. The first one, we are hiring crossing guards. We do have a crossing guard shortage, not just in Kettering, but I think that other areas are affected by this. We have heard some recent concerns. We've observed concerns ourselves just from reviewing accident reports about increased pedestrian and bicycle accidents in school zones. So in addition to requests for hiring crossing guards, we've been meeting internally and with the schools. And I invite Chief Prospin to kind of give a summary of what we've been talking about to date and what some of the plans are going forward.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have met with the engineering department and the schools to try to address the concerns that we have about the recent crashes involving pedestrians, particularly students in school zones. We are going to work on several different areas, one being the engineering department researching to see if there's anything that they can do from a safety aspect. We're going to increase police presence in those areas for now. We're also going to start an education campaign in cooperation with the schools for traffic safety and pedestrian safety, working with them to have their students and the police department's PIO develop a video to put out to everybody. It'll incorporate their safe, responsible, respectable language as well. We've had very productive meetings, and I think we're just looking positive for the direction that we're moving in. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Didn't we have any questions? I do have one. I know we're putting a plea out there for more crossing guards. There's no reason to believe it was the lack of a crossing guard that caused any of these accidents. Is that true?
Well, I will say that there were no crossing guards in the areas where these accidents occurred. However, I will say that because of the lack of the availability of them, they were at other school places. Having more of those people available to us, we could put those in those busy areas as well.
Okay, thank you. Anyone?
So then just to piggyback that on, Mayor, and I'll continue with my report. Crossing guards, they are essential to services that the city provides. They do play a vital role in ensuring students safely cross our streets, especially given that most of our elementary schools are on major thoroughfares. It does create a safety concern when kids, especially young kids, are crossing the street. So our crossing guards work 10 to 12 hours per week during the school year at specific intersections around the city, helping students safely cross the street during arrival and dismissal times. The pay is approximately $16 to $21.60 an hour. There are some benefits that come along with that as well. Paid sick leave, vacation leave, holiday pay, those types of things. If you're interested, please visit our website at ketteringoh.org/jobs, which is our Human Resources Department. We'd be happy to talk with you, and hopefully we can recruit some more soon. We are continuing our blood pressure clinics at the Dayton Metro Library Kettering Moraine Branch on Far Hills Avenue in the back study room. Essentially, it's every Wednesday in October, November, and December. The library is closed on Wednesday, October 8th, and then we do end on December 17th for the holidays, but we will pick them back up in January. Medicare open enrollment is ongoing right now. It runs through December 7th of 2025. If residents need assistance with this, they can call Natalie Storms, our Senior Services Coordinator, at 296-3356 for assistance. Leaf pickup is ongoing. It began last Monday, October 20th, not October 2nd. We encourage residents to call or check our website to find out what district our crews are in. They always start in District 1 and work their way around the city numerically. We also encourage residents to rake their leaves to the curb, not in the street. And also, please don't include sticks, grass, or sod. Those things do not agree with our leaf vacuums, and it creates a hazard not only for the equipment, but also for the workers that are cleaning up the leaves. Our yard debris center is also open for those larger items on Woodman Center Drive. You can call 296-3255, which is our leaf hotline, for more information. One of my favorite nights of the year, trick-or-treating, is this Friday, October 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. So hope everyone's got their costumes ready for that and ready to have a great time. I do want to mention one particular thing this year. It is on a Friday, which doesn't happen all that often, but it just so happens that we do have a football game at Rouch Stadium that same evening. It's Alter versus Bellbrook. So for those folks that are planning to attend the football game, we are going to have some additional parking restrictions in the neighborhood around Rouch Stadium. There will be essentially no parking on one side of the street on every street within that vicinity. So we are encouraging folks that are planning to attend to park at Trent Arena. There's plenty of parking there. It's only a short walk down to get to the stadium. Just kind of keeps everybody safe, not only yourself walking, but also the kids in the neighborhood, because these two events do overlap in that area. So obviously we want to have a general awareness of kids being safe in neighborhoods and drive safely on Friday night, but especially if you're in the area around Rouch Stadium. November is Native American Heritage Month, and our Kettering Board of Community Relations encourage you to learn more about Native American heritage all of November at any time, because as we know, Kettering is home to all of us. So you can find out more information about this month at Native American Heritage Month.gov/about or the Bureau of Indian Affairs at BIA.gov. I mentioned one of my favorite nights of the year is trick-or-treating. One of my least favorite nights of the year is daylight savings times ends. That ends this coming Sunday, November 2nd. We do get a extra hour of sleep, but we also lose an hour of daylight in the evening. But just please remember that this coming Saturday/Sunday night, we will turn the clocks back at 2 a.m. that night. A quick plug for our Holiday Arts and Crafts Show coming up on Saturday, November 8th from 9 to 4. The Latham Senior Center and the Kettering Recreation Complex is always a large event, well attended, and plus it's free. It's the best part. And then just another upcoming event, our Veterans Day ceremony is on Tuesday, November 11th at 11 a.m., as always, at the Veterans Plaza on Delco Park. It's a very nice ceremony to honor our veterans. Encourage everyone to attend and pay their respects. With that, Your Honor, that is everything on the community update. Apologize for the lack of PowerPoint today, but I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Done very well without the pictures. Anyone have any questions or comments? Okay. At this time, if you would like to come speak before City Council, please come down to the podium. We'll recognize the first person who stands up first. Each speaker will have a 5-minute limit. Speakers are asked to state their name and address. Is there anyone who'd like to speak before City Council? And I see we have one gentleman at least. Is there anyone else who intends to speak? Okay, doesn't appear to. Okay, you can go ahead.
My name is Ron Johnston. I reside at 3090 Southdale Drive. First, I would like to take this time to thank our departing mayor for her service to our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I am here tonight to ask 3 questions regarding the city's protocol concerning illegal immigrants. First question, if a traffic accident occurs on our city streets and the investigating police officers become aware that one or more of the parties are here illegally, would this warrant their arrest? Where does the city stand in compliance to the new Ohio Bill 172, passed in June 2025? The bill gives local law enforcement permission to arrest individuals based on immigration status. This means that local police in Kettering could potentially arrest someone who is believed to be in the country illegally. Second question. If the city is aware or becomes knowledgeable that illegal immigrants are residing in public housing within our city, would Kettering officials notify federal authorities? Where does the city stand in compliance to the new House Bill, the Ohio House Bill 200, America First Act, passed in Ohio House in June 2025? This bill makes it a 5th-degree felony for a person unlawfully present in the United States to enter or be present in Ohio. Finally, on a broader scale, Fed immigration agents, including ICE, can conduct their own operations on any city, including Kettering, to enforce immigration laws. Where would the city aid in their endeavors to enforce this law? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. The issues you're raising are obviously very complicated ones. City Council does not take a position on state or federal legislation as a group. If we do, it comes in the form of legislation that this body passes. With that said, I can't really answer where everyone, I can't speak for everyone, stands on each of these issues. And I don't think it's fair to ask them without some forethought and time to think about it. I do, however, think it would be appropriate to ask the chief what current guidance are given to officers. And if that's not appropriate, just let me know.
No, thank you, Your Honor. The current stance of the Kettering Police Department is that we're not going around asking anybody what their status is, whether or not they're here legally or not. However, if we do become aware that somebody has a warrant for their arrest, then we deal with that like we do with any other warrant that we have, and we will take the appropriate enforcement action. If we are asked to provide assistance to another law enforcement agency, we will do that as well. And we have not had a lot of that here in the city that I'm aware of. But we do treat it as any other laws that we deal with.
Thank you very much.
Well, the reason I asked that question, because recently there was a traffic accident that occurred, and I can't verify whether the individuals that were in this traffic accident were illegal immigrants or not. But they struck a mail carrier truck. And again, I'm not here to provide hearsay or speculate, but this is why this whole issue to me became raised, because I'm pretty sure that a police officer really has the right to ask any question they want. They can ask, questions, when there's a traffic accident. But I appreciate your response, but I was really concerned. And I wanted to know where my city as a citizen, where they were laying the groundwork on something that is a hot issue. And many cities around the country, it's all in the mayor's lap and it's all in the city's lap, whether or not they're going to help the federal government or not in situations. So that's where I came, and that's where I thought I'd ask, and I'll depart from there.
Thank you very much. Anybody else who wishes to address council? Okay, we will then move on to city council reports, and I will ask Mrs. Fisher to go first.
Well, Your Honor, it was an honor to participate in Make a Difference Day this past Saturday. What a great event, 92 volunteers, 280 hours, and that does not count all the work that happened with the take-home projects. And a special thank you to you, ma'am. I happened to be at the place where we had the CJ lacrosse team, and we were planting the rain gardens and all the native plants. And the mayor took a little bit of time to give them a little talk and thank them and talk about their legacy and what they were actually putting into our city, and invited them to come back in 10 years and see the products of their efforts and putting those on the ground. And so that was, again, it was a very, very good event. It was chilly, but it was good. And last, I would encourage all of our citizens to vote a week from today. We have some important offices here in Kettering that need to be voted on, and I encourage everyone to get out and play in the democracy process. That's all I have. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Mr. Sullivan.
Okay. So Saturday, I was unfortunately unable to attend. I was out of town, the movie night at the Phrase, but my wife and kids went, and they loved it. So I'll report for the Sullivan family. They were enthusiastically were asking when the next one will be. So just so you know, but they said it was a great night. It was a perfect night for it. So if you didn't hear about it or you weren't able to attend, we have a gigantic inflatable screen, and we had a movie night on Saturday evening. It was Halloween themed, family friendly. So Sullivan's loved it. And then the only other thing I'll say is, if you have not been or had not heard about the Kettering City Schools bond issue that they will be putting on the ballot, not Tuesday, but in May, it's about the future of the facility. So I would encourage everybody in the room, if you have not heard about that, to visit ketteringschoolslevy.com. They have a great plan I very much support that will bring in state money. If we vote for it, it will bring in 43% state funded to help us build new schools for the schools that need to be replaced. So that OFCC funding, that state money, that if we vote to use here in Kettering, that's our money. And if we don't vote to use it, that's how West Carrollton got a new school, that's how Fairborn got a new school. So that's our money, and I say let's improve Fairmont, not just Fairborn. So I would encourage you to look that up. It's ketteringschoolslevy.com, and I'll stay after and talk to anybody about it who's interested. So that's it for me.
Thank you. Ms. Duvall.
So first of all, I missed Make a Difference Day. I even missed Wagaween. I didn't do anything on Saturday because part of the day I had a family thing. But Mr. Sudeth here said to me, "So you hate public service?" So I would like to tell him what I was actually doing on Saturday
Things off the
morning.
mic. Just need to stay off the mic.
Listen, I encourage everyone to go donate blood or donate platelets. I previously donated platelets, and the blood center called me, said, "You are a match to a local patient who needs donations. She's on a transfusion schedule." So I did my third platelet donation on Saturday morning. I'm basically a hero, Brian. So I just want to be clear.
You made a difference.
There you go.
did your
I
Make a
saved a
Difference
life.
Day.
I think we
good.
should add making blood donations to our list of making.
It is. It was one of our activities.
I just couldn't
We had a
do
blood
the
drive.
I just couldn't do the blood drive event. So anyway, with that said, I do want to welcome to council tonight. We have 5 members of KLA. I previously called you Yahoos. I apologize. Leah Coldis, Brad Walworth, Ryan Kunkel, Sam Davis, and Megan Moon. We're glad you're here. Thank you. We're checking off the box for you guys for KLA. And we have been lucky tonight to have with us a student from CMJ. Lorelei is her name. She is a junior and an AP government student. She's been shadowing this evening, and she is very impressive, y'all. You should talk to her if you have a chance. She's very impressive, very smart. And we also found out that she is, we think, a relative of the first mayor of the city of Kettering. So she's probably more important than me. So that's all I have tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Mr. Sutter.
Saturday, I had the opportunity to be part of a panel discussion amongst a lot of really smart people. I'm not sure how I got invited at Sugar Creek Presbyterian Church on the issues around affordable housing and fair housing in the region. Amy Riegel from Co-Ohio, which is the Coalition on Homelessness and Housing in Ohio, as well as Michelle Reynolds, who's a state senator. She chairs the State Housing Committee in the General Assembly. And then on the panel with me was Angela Rockman from the city, Andrea White, our state rep, and Pat Bailey, my friend from the county. And we just spent some time talking about the complexities, the nuances around fair housing, affordable housing in the city, and strategies that can be enacted from the nonprofit group, from the county and the region, as well as the city, to help make housing more affordable for all of us in our city. So it was a real honor to be a part of that panel. Thanks to our own Sugar Creek Presbyterian Church for all the work they did to put that panel together Saturday. Also, just real quick, as a Doorwood member, Ryan, or I was Sam, I'm sorry, I looked at Ryan. Ryan's a neighbor, and we got to hang out last weekend. Sam Davis is here, and so just a Doorwood shout out in case anybody needs to get credit for that, so I see you. Also, and just to echo Jackie's comments about voting, you know, the Human Services Levy is on the ballot. It's a countywide issue. It's not a tax increase, it's a continuance of what we've already paid. And the money that generates, the $59 million, supports a myriad of programs. And then if that levy fails, those programs go away, and then the burden of the care of those folks that the levy handles comes back to us. So what we're not able to do in the area of addiction services, mental health, homelessness, teen care will fall on us, specifically to the police department, community development, that's an investment countywide, but it's services that impact our community directly. That we should not just be duped to think that we're this affluent suburb that doesn't need and receive the services of the Human Services Levy and all the programs that support. So I encourage you to vote for the levy. It's a zero tax increase. That's on your ballot next Tuesday, amongst some other important things. So that is all I have tonight.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Sudduth. I get to go last. I will reiterate, everyone needs to get out and vote. We have a number of candidates here in the room with us tonight, and I want to just thank them for running. Wish you luck. I want to think that it has been a very civil election season, for which I am very grateful. And just make it all worthwhile by be sure you vote. I want to reiterate also that trick or treat. Please be careful with the kids. Friday night kind of scares us a little bit because we used to have a policy that we didn't trick or treat on Friday nights. That seems to have gone away. So be very, very careful and on the watch for kids. And I think that pretty much wraps it up. You all covered everything. It's been a busy time as we're heading into the holiday season, and hope everyone stays healthy and away from Jamaica. Keep Jamaica in your prayers tonight. So, with that, this meeting is adjourned. Our next council meeting will be on November 11th. Can never find it.